can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch. Oh yeah, so easily
We
affected.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
I thought you were going to be like, yeah, you know, we're 2 weeks into the season. I placed 800 wagers.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good JuJu.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good JuJu, where we got more pizzazz than a 2002 college dormitory.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Ask the guy who lived in a 2002 dormitory.
Wait, that didn't even hit with you guys?
No, I don't.
No,
I'm lost.
Not in a dormitory kind of guy.
Pizzazz Pizza Maker?
Oh.
A Pizzazz Pizza Maker. They were big in
That was a staple.
2002. I don't know if they are anymore, but
I mean, I got one upstairs.
you couldn't go into a college dormitory without seeing
Right.
every room with a Pizzazz Pizza
We
Maker.
are in a college dormitory right now.
And our show actually has more pizzazz than that.
Aha. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sharp.
I didn't expect that to land so far off the mark. I thought it would hit with 40-year-old men hanging out with around me. All right, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Check out our merch shop and spread the word if you don't mind. We're on the socials at Good JuJu Bets, and you can access all our content via our website, goodjujubets.net. Squad Ride is back to 5-5. Yay! No, that wasn't the spot? Okay. All right. We're going to figure it out. There's a spot for that. I just don't know where it is. We're going to mix things up now that we've basically run out of touts we genuinely trust to give out plays. We've hit 5 winners and 5 losers now. And shout out to...
The hook beat the book. Hook.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hit the Books.
Yeah, Joey Kanish
Brad
and
Powers.
Brad Powers.
Yep.
Powers, yeah.
Joey Kanish for giving us a winner last week.
I don't remember what it was.
So here's the way it's going to work moving forward.
North Texas.
We're 5-5. We've got 4 to 5 weeks left in this activity. So what we're going to do is go with the winners. We're going back to the 5 winners we have, and we're going to pick from those guys. I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head. Joey Toons was a winner. Brad Powers was a winner. Dave Koken was a winner. Ralph Michaels was a winner. And the Hit the Books podcast was a winner.
Sick.
So there you go. We're going to go back to these fellas and we're going to grab a play from one of them each week as we move forward. So this week we return to week 1 where Joey Toons 2 gave us Hawaii. He's on another big play this week, UCLA minus 2.5. And when I saw he was on them, the stars aligned for another week of Chip Kelly. That feels right. That was it. He is fast becoming our favorite sports personality on this podcast. You guys think we could get him on?
Yes.
I hope we can. Anyway, I still believe that UCLA is good. I like that our guy Joey Toons 2 is on them. Let's ride, boys.
So this is the 3rd time we bet on UCLA.
I want Kurt to give me his opinion.
Fourth.
4th time.
Are you counting the future?
No.
This is the 3rd time
Are you
we've been
sure?
on them in the squad ride system.
Okay.
Okay.
3 out of 10.
The other 2 times they were on overs. I will tell you, if you guys want another play out there, both UCLA and Arizona, their opponent, are 1-6 to the over.
Oh,
So
well, that's always fun.
very heavy under teams if you're looking for something
They're
there.
playing Arizona, you said?
Yeah, they're playing Arizona.
I just can't wait to send you guys the Chip Kelly meme. Can't stand that guy.
We're gonna win. What will that make us then? 6-5.
6-5.
6-5.
Our goal is 8-6 on the year, so we got to go 3-1 to close out. Let's get some winners.
Chip better bring it home this time.
Chip better have my money.
All right, RJ. All you seem to care about lately is the odd shopper tool. It feels like maybe you have reached the end of your trial phase and are locking in on a system here.
I would say so. Second pass, right? I tried it once before, and I think the baseball thing didn't really work out because I didn't appreciate the beautiful game. But it feels like it's almost too good to be true. Shout out Odd Shopper, future Sponsor of the show. Also, I am still just using the free trial. Shout out OddShopper.
You can be a sponsor for the show if you just give us access.
Oh, that'd be neat.
We'll say your name every 15 minutes.
Yes.
All right, so I'm basically like exactly a month in now on the second pass of this, using Crazy Ninja Mike and OddShopper nearly exclusively. So let me break it down real quick. So I'm 197, 135, and 8, 59% overall using those two tools. 61% on props, 62% on NHL specifically. Shout out FanDuel, bringing back shots on goal unders literally today because they were kind of being a sneaky one-way market before.
Yes, they were.
62% on NCAA football, 73% on NCAA football props.
That's incredible.
Seems unbelievable.
Do you know what your sample size is on those?
It's about 19.
Okay.
So there's also not a lot of them. This is why I was saying the other day I was so excited for NCAA basketball props. So
Heart be still.
So it's been fun. It's a lot of work like daily to sort through this tool and like interpret the market and get the plays in. I am dabbling with some arbitrage, which is boring, but free money. And listen, I'm definitely going to credit OddShopper for turning around my entire year. I think I said to you the other day, I would probably pay for this if they took it away.
Wow.
I agree.
Yeah, I know you've been getting into it, right?
Yeah, I've been getting into it, doing really well on NBA. I mean, NBA has been such a struggle over the last 2 years, just tailing guys and buying a subscription to picks, guys with history. I'm up 25 units so far in NBA.
Wow.
And there's so many plays out there. So what I'm basically doing is you're going a little bit more in depth than I am. I am strictly sorting the plays by highest EV, and anything 7% or above EV, I'm playing.
Just on NBA?
Everything.
Oh, so NHL too.
But
yeah.
I can't really get much NHL, so it's mostly NBA.
Really?
So
Yeah.
you're up 25 units on how many plays?
NBA basketball, I can double check real quick, but I got to imagine it's over 200 because I'm playing 30 a day.
No, that's soft. I thought you were going to be like, yeah, we're 2 weeks into the season. I've placed 800 wagers.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's not quite that much.
So I definitely got to build like a ROI calculator for sure in my tracking tool.
I don't know, but plus 25 units, by the way, on 200 wagers is massive.
It's incredible.
And you're reporting similar type numbers. His numbers aren't trustworthy. Anyway, he's lucky.
You
He's
might be
lucky.
right.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Yeah.
It might be 450 wagers in 2 weeks.
But yeah, so I want to build an ROI tracker and I want to build a filter so I can track the book specifically by market. Or, I should just download Pickett.
Why not?
Nah, I'm just so weird about the money in my accounts.
They're going to hack you. They're going to hack you.
I've placed 206 NBA bets.
206 using OddShopper.
Yes.
OddShopper free tool. Shout out OddShopper.
Shout out OddShopper.
Neat. So what's up, Pete? Are you going to try it?
So, yes, we were talking before the show, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to get down on this in my own somewhat passive way, because I'm definitely not at a computer anymore all day, so I don't have the access to necessarily do this nonstop. Now, having said that, there are still plenty of micro moments throughout my day where I could just go hit refresh. Oh, look, there's a play.
Bet two things. Yeah.
Bet it and move on. So I'm definitely going to use that as another reference point. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily do it across all sports. I think where I'm going to focus in is where I want my action. And I'm starting to feel like I'm pretty pot committed to fading NBA and maybe NFL as well.
Based on historical trends?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
We've got another topic here on that. So just to run through this again real quick, I've now opened up the site on a web page. You can save the web page down on your mobile device if you're on there, whatever, however you do it, doesn't matter. And you go to the page and you simply hit refresh on the plus EV tool through OddShopper, and you can then get multiple plays just by changing the settings within that free tool. So if you click on FanDuel, hit refresh, it's going to give you the best play on FanDuel. Then you click on DK, hit refresh, it's going to give you the best play there. Are there other ways to then also filter it to get to more markets than just doing it like that?
Yeah, so you can actually do the sports books, filter them one at a time. Then you can do the leagues, filter them one at a time. Then you can go to just today instead of this week, and you'll get new plays. And then you can go to actual individual markets too.
By the time you do all that and go back to the first play, they'll all have changed again, right?
You've seen them all.
So yeah, I'm going to give this a try. And I think I'm going to focus in on NHL to start to dabble with, and college football and college basketball.
NHL feels a little less zany than NBA. Like NBA obviously changes quickly and it even kind of ping pong sometimes. So it's a little more thought provoking how to handle it.
On the college football side of things, what is the primary type of action? Is it player props or is it something else?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I do like first half money lines that are out of whack, but that's where I got like all my pushes. Because, they tie a lot. And then, you're betting like minus 200s, which is not optimal. So it is pretty much player props. Like that number I touted, 73%, that's just literally on player props in NCAA football. And there's only 3, so it's not that hard.
And you're fading crazy Ninja Mike's version of it moving forward?
Not necessarily.
Not fading, you're just not looking at it.
Yeah, so I heard this the other day watching some other nerdy thing, not sports betting related, but it's kind of like you wouldn't choose one utensil for the rest of your life, right? Only a fork. What happens when you make soup, right? So I do look at Crazy Ninja Mike every day. I don't necessarily hit like the EV tool, but I do. That's where I'm doing like the arbitrage stuff. I'm checking there. Or if, maybe I line shop something.
Okay.
What a great analogy.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Never thought of that way. Just opened up a whole new avenue for my life.
So yeah. So
You just taught Kurt he needs spoons in his house.
next to the pizzazz.
All right, folks. Well, check out that tool at oddshopper.com. Check out the Plus EV tool. Even if you're not a paid subscriber, there's tons of plays coming out of there free.
At least check it out and understand what this is about.
And now a message from our sponsor, MLB. MLB, we're still here. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been one for the record books. What an unbelievable 2023 World Series! The future of baseball has been on display with all the big names such as Jonah Heim, Mitch Garver, and Jose Leclerc. Names you definitely know and love. Congratulations to Corey Seager, front runner for the MVP and perhaps the only player on either roster whose name my wife already knew. What exciting matchups! How about that game 1, ladies and gentlemen? A 6-5 classic in 11 innings. And don't forget game 1. It was really, really good. Pay no mind that less than 10 million people watched the game. Pay no mind that the ratings have declined each game since. Pay no mind that the games were not well played. Pay no mind that 2 mediocre teams over the course of 6 months are now supposed to credibly be deemed the best in the world. It's baseball! Take it or leave it, we are still here!
Okay, so first of all, God bless you for doing this. And just so everybody knows, this is not done in post-production. He's literally talking out of his nose. So, thank you. Thank you for the commitment.
That was pretty good.
That's the
I
fourth
really
time we've done this
enjoyed
now?
that.
Yeah. Gosh, I love when baseball checks in.
Are you fellas watching the World Series?
No.
Nope.
So we recorded last Wednesday. The World Series didn't start till Thursday.
Yeah.
So pretty much the whole thing has been played. I'm not paying any attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like something's good happening right now. Zach Gallen was doing something, but now he blew it. And this boring game is now, 1-0?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Darn.
Well, last night it was, 11-7?
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. We had a great first game 1 that I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And then each of the games since have been boring. Boring.
Yeah, you were right about that one, Pete. You were right. It's a boring World Series.
I mean, I'm impressed that the only player anyone knows is actually going to win the MVP. Shout out Corey Seager.
Shout out Corey Seager.
People know who you are. When you win a World Series MVP, no one's going to be like, ugh, what? So.
Well, wake me up when the Tropicana gets demolished.
I'm a little disappointed, honestly, in baseball.
Overall?
Yeah.
Rules changes? I'm disappointed in baseball big time.
It is the biggest dud to an end of a season you could ever expect.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Got to be fixed.
Yep.
Well, we covered that.
Yeah, we figured it out. Don't worry about it. Can we figure something else out while we're on it? Because I'd like to quit the pick to click. Now look, I'm not actually going to quit, but I am going to keep making more and more outlandish plays. with virtually no chance of hitting.
Fun.
If we do Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're looking at what, like 20 weeks?
Oh my gosh, we're really going to do that. Did we do that last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might go 1-19.
Yeah.
How am I going to find a plus 1900? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Deontay Foreman just did it.
So did Montgomery.
Right? This is not hard.
I mean, you can also chip away at plus 400, plus 400. Plus 400.
Yeah. Also, shout out Lisa cruising this week with CD Lamb. And yeah, you could quit. That would be more LOL than your record.
I mean, shout out to Lisa. She was the only one that won.
Literally.
I was watching Sunday, and I was like, oh, my God. So
she was totally frazzled.
yeah, CeeDee Lamb cruised, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
it was
Only like
the first
170
half.
yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm looking at the list on Twitter, and I'm like, she's the only one that's going to win.
Yeah. So
All of us lost. So
That's a second
Shout out
week
to
in
Lisa.
a row. Only one person won.
out of
I think you
four
were the
of
only
us.
one the week before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 3 weeks in a row.
This
I mean,
this NFL business is hard.
it's hard.
Well, look, I think a real conversation maybe needs to be had around whether I've ever even really been an NFL fan. Like we're getting meta here. I thought I was. I really did. Up until a couple weeks ago. I know I'm a Bears fan. I do know that. I know I'm a fan of gambling. I know I'm that.
And they are like bread and butter.
But if you think about it, up until 3 years ago, the primary way to gamble was the NFL.
Yes.
Like you had fantasy football leagues, you had survivor contests, you had all kinds of ways you could gamble with friends and have fun. We get gambling legalized here, and I can do this with any sport I want.
Right.
And the markets are really tight.
That's
in
the other
the
thing.
NFL.
Like we're trying to move on from like Rex to like pro Rex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. If you're a promo bettor, Saturdays are better than Sundays.
Oh yeah, you were saying this the other day.
I have been hype on making that point. You are getting boosts on individual games, any wager you want. You're getting parlay promos on Saturdays. And if you look at it on Sundays, it's SGP, SGP, SGP. It's just boring. It's not good.
Yeah. I
So-
don't like doing those.
I actually took a look at this. I took a look at my October. And I realized why I no longer think I'm a fan of the NFL.
Check the receipts.
Give us the good news first.
Well, I'm having a good October.
Yes,
Good.
I'm
you
well
are.
up. I'm
You
up
are.
20 units in college football. I'm up 6 units in baseball, 4 units in NHL. I'm down 1 unit in the NBA. No big deal there. Up 8 units across all other sports. NFL, I'm down 20 units in October.
That's
Now, keep in mind, I was up 18 units in September.
Okay.
So this isn't, but September was, I'm up 18 units in September, and I know exactly why. Heavy promos for NFL in
Yes.
September.
Start of this year.
up
Yeah.
10 promos.
Remember all the DK promos?
Those
Yeah.
are neat.
Remember all the BetMGM promos?
Yep.
BetMGM now is just SGPs.
Yes.
DK has cut out half their promos.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
just not getting promos on Sundays the same way we are Saturdays. And if I can't bet into mainline markets like I do college football, you get to play money line plays and you get
Yeah.
to play spread plays. NFL, it's like if you're not betting player props, it feels like you're a sucker.
Yeah. Big time.
How much are you guys doing sides and totals this year?
Not much. Similarly. All right. So I just bragged about how great my month is going, right? I've got 2 days this month where I've lost more than a unit, and they're both Sundays.
Right.
You've only had 2 days where you've lost more than a unit this month?
Absolutely.
Wow, you are hotter than fish grease.
Hot.
There have been multiple Sundays this month where over 50% of my non-promo action was our pick-to-click board.
Which you proved already is the best and the brightest.
Now you know why I'm down 20 units in October. I don't have people I'm tailing. I just don't know. We're having a meta moment here. I'm not saying I'm not an NFL fan.
Yeah. It's
Because
just
obviously I am. I wouldn't be allowed to be a sports fan if I wasn't an NFL
yeah.
fan.
So I'm so deep now in NHL and NBA. I think I've come to the realization I was kind of telling you on Thursday. I should just recreationally bet on the NFL.
I'm up 13 units in NFL for October.
Yeah, there you go.
Good work.
I'm doing good on Sundays.
Good work. Are you playing sides and totals or just props?
Player props.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to continue to do what I do, but I think I'm going to start focusing on Saturday heavy, Sunday, promo heavy. Everything else, just cool it.
Yeah. And the other thing, we got so much going on Sundays. Like, we just watch football.
Also, don't forget to, on a Sunday night game when you're watching, I believe I sent you guys that play
The live
in
bet,
the chat, the live bet,
Yeah.
where they had Roshan Johnson's yards for live prop under his actual yardage.
Did you bet that?
Yeah, it was a free $50-something.
They let you keep the money?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in those situations, I never bet them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared. I
Yeah.
try to play them straight. You
Not
hear me,
you.
Books. Don't ban me.
Don't maybe
That's their
minus
fault.
20 units.
Don't worry, audience. They don't hear me.
No, that's awesome. Did you put like a fat stack of cash under, or just like a little?
No, I just put a unit on it.
Yeah. So they didn't like flag you. And,
No.
Yeah. Yeah. God bless them for letting you keep it.
Yep.
All right, there's another topic here that baffles me. So the NFL trade deadline. I don't understand how it works. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because these trades got made, and both trades the Commanders made, I feel like in one of them they got fleeced, and in the other one they made out like bandits. And unfortunately for me, I'm sitting here on the side of the table where I felt like they made out like bandits. And Kurt, you're sitting on the side of the table where I feel like they got fleeced, because the 49ers, that's a free pickup you just got in Chase Young.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, look, the trade deadline was underwhelming this year.
I mean, it's pretty common to be underwhelming, though.
We've got 4 names here, and we're one of the only podcasts qualified to talk about this because we just happen to have the 2 teams making the biggest deals.
That's true. That's true. But last year their CMC got traded.
Sure.
There's not a big splash name on this list, right?
Right.
So I guess that's what I mean by underwhelming.
Okay.
Who was the best player traded at the deadline?
I would say Leonard Williams. I mean, he's the only All-Pro that got traded.
Not Josh Dobbs.
Not Josh Dobbs.
No, not Josh Dobbs. That was a real head scratcher for me because Minnesota obviously loses Cousins.
That's the only one that made any sense to me.
You think so?
Well, it was the only one where a team had an obvious clear need, and they got a quarterback who's at least been trying this year and playing.
He's
Okay.
played a lot of games.
But if you look at it from Minnesota's perspective and where they are at their franchise, they just had their 36-year-old quarterback tear his Achilles or pop his Achilles.
Instead of trading him.
Right. Instead of trading him, they have no other quarterback on the roster that they can develop. And they're 4-4, and they're going to go out and trade for Josh Dobbs, which may land them 7-8 wins, but it takes them out of the quarterback conversation for this draft.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you doing? You've got your 1 foot in water and 1 foot out of water.
I think they're trying to win.
I understand that much better than I understand the Bears trade. So Josh Dobbs, they traded for him because they're trying to win, just like RJ said. I get that.
Yeah.
Now the Bears are 2-6.
Yeah.
In order for a short-term, valuable trade-to-win-now player to pay off, they would basically have to go 8-2 the rest of the way. Get to 10 wins,
Yeah.
something like that. If they don't think 8-2 for a 2-6 team right now is feasible, then why do you make this trade for a player who's a free agent at the end of the year?
So I think they think they're going to sign him, or they know they're going to sign him.
You gave up a 2nd-round draft pick to make your draft pick in this coming draft potentially worse so that you can get a player in the hopes you have an advantage of getting him on a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad move.
What makes sense about that? What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I
Nothing about any of these trades makes sense.
Yeah. So the Bears, and I don't know. So remember when they had that, not to detract from the second round pick, but remember the whole deal with Roquan Smith, right? And Roquan was like, trade me. If you're not going to pay me, trade me, right? So they trade him to Baltimore. Baltimore gives him $20 million a year and pulls free agency. They sign Edmonds for $18 million.
Right.
They're not even close to being the same player. One is an all-pro. The other one is not an all-pro.
Right.
So they're making these moves, and it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So that 2nd round pick was basically, we'll give you a 2nd round pick to have the rights to negotiate a free agent, because you're not going to tag him, because if you tag him,
Right.
you have to
gotta
pay
give him all the
him
money.
the average of Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, and Myles Garrett. And it's like, it comes out to like $29 million to franchise tag him.
I think it's way more predetermined than that.
And
I think he said send me to Chicago.
oh, there's no way.
I don't know.
There's no way. Because here's the other part of it too. Michael Lombardi put out a tweet that Sweat and his agent have a huge negotiating tactic, and they have all the leverage in negotiating talks as they enter free agency, because they can look at the Bears and go, you traded a second round pick for me. I'm entering free agency. You're not going to tag me. So give me what I want. 4-year, 5-year deal. But here's the crazy thing about it. They could have made Washington make the same decision, which they weren't going to tag him,
And then try to sign him.
and then kept the second round pick and try to go after him in free agency. Because either way, whether he's on your team now or going into free agency, you're going to have to overpay.
Yep.
Him being on our team now is a negative to us this year because we should be losing. Him not being on our team next year and we gave up a second rounder for him is a catastrophe and worth firing Ryan Bowles.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Sweat leaves and you lose that second round pick, especially if it's like 33, 34, he's got to go.
You basically traded your second round pick so that you could make your first round pick worse, right? You traded your second round pick for no reason other than bring a guy in who's going to play well on your team and potentially make your top overall picks less good.
He could. I mean, the Bears could still lose those games, right?
What I'm saying is he
But I see what
he
you're
doesn't
saying.
make it
Yes.
more likely they will lose games.
Right.
He makes it more likely they will win games, which unless you think you're going 8-2 is foolish to do at this point in the season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Infuriating.
The Bears need those picks because they need controllable players, young players
4 years control
to develop. And
Now, I want to keep talking about this because
Okay.
I still don't understand the Chase Young to the 49ers either. Why is he not seen as more valuable?
oh, for many reasons. So he's got one leg. That's a good start. So he destroyed his knee his second year, and he's basically missed the last 2 years. So he's entering his fourth year. He missed, essentially, if you want to call it a sophomore, junior year. If you look at it that way, 4 years. He's missed that sophomore, junior year, hasn't played. He's healthy now, and he's playing well, but it's like nobody wants to, and he's in a contract year too because the Redskins didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
But
So
here's what I don't understand.
who's going to trade for him and give up a 3rd-round pick unless you're going to rent him?
But you are getting a comp pick for him at the end of the year, are you not?
If somebody splurges in free agency. If he gets hurt, nobody's going to touch him, right? So he's essentially, let's say he misses a couple games because he hurts his knee and he goes into free agency. He's not going to get that big enough deal where it could require a comp pick. He may play on a 1-year prove-it deal, right? The only way the Niners get a comp pick is if he comes in, kills it, has a really good year, shows that his knee's healthy, and then some team desperately needs a pass rusher because there's not going to be any available because they always get locked up, and they go give him a 4-year, $100 million deal. Then the Niners will get a comp pick. But if he gets hurt or doesn't produce and he goes out and gets a 1-year prove-it deal for $12 million or something like that, the Niners aren't going to get anything. So it's a risk.
I'm just surprised that the Commanders, with that player or that name now, obviously injury concerns are real,
Yeah, for sure.
can't play such a somewhat potentially minor offer against other franchises. Like you said, you thought in some way that this might be a middle finger to the Cowboys and the Eagles, but you sure didn't give up much. So it's not a very big middle finger to them because they didn't really try, it feels like.
Sure, and we don't know who else is offering picks.
But what I'm saying is why is no one else for a name like that and a player like that at a trade deadline in the NFL? I come from baseball, right?
Right.
That's a lot different.
Where it is so different.
Yeah.
You get a name at the trade deadline, even if it's a used up, washed up DH hitter,
Yeah.
you're still getting silly returns for them.
Yeah. Prospects.
I mean, so here's where the NFL has changed over the last couple of years, right? So ever since they changed the rookie wage scale, right? So it used to be, hey, you draft Sam Bradford number 1 overall, and he can hold your franchise hostage and basically negotiate his own contract.
Right.
Same for any draft pick. Now that they have the rookie wage scale, teams can acquire talent on a very low budget, right? So they don't have to spend as much as they used to. So these draft picks become so valuable. And now that the talent from college is getting so much better and you can find starters in the 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. I mean, the Bears have guys that they've taken in the 4th round, 3rd round that have been really good players, right? You know, they took, Johnson's a 2nd round pick, isn't he? Yeah. Now he's an all pro. So teams are valuing draft picks more than they ever have.
Yep.
And 3rd rounders now are basically got basically the value of a 2nd round pick from 10 years ago, right? So it's just all been, the value's just exceedingly grown over the last couple of years. Teams are hoarding picks. They don't want to give up picks unless you're a team like the Rams, unless you're a team like the Niners or something like that, where you just want to go all in.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to give up a 3rd round pick for Chase Young. I was listening to a couple of NFL podcasts last night, and it's like the Montez Sweat was highly valued by other contending teams, right?
Yeah.
But it's like these other contending teams are like, well, maybe we can give you a 2nd and a 4th. And it's like, well, if you're a really good team, your 2nd round pick is in the back of the 2nd round. And then your 4th round pick is in the back of the 4th round.
Right.
If we've got the Bears saying, we'll give you pick 36, no other team's going to jump them and go, well, we'll give you our 1st.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Right. So same thing could be said for Chase Young. You know, if the Niners are going, we'll give you our 3rd round pick, and no other team's like, well, we'll give you our 2nd, and we're not going to give you a 3rd and a 4th or a 3rd and a 5th, then that's what you have.
I wish our interview with Colleen Kane had been 1 week later.
We'll have to check it with her.
Well, yeah, we can have her back on and talk about it, but
I told her we would bug her infrequently, guys.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
can bug her on Twitter. That's okay.
But my question for her would be, Ryan Pohl's job was safe, she said.
Yeah.
Oh, this is an Eberflus and a Fields conversation, not a Pohl's question.
and then it's crazy because it's like, what do they do if they get rid of Eberflus? And then all of a sudden Sweat's going like, well, who's our head coach? Right?
What has Ryan Pohl showed us?
Well, you know, so I will give Ryan Pohl's credit. He fleeced the Carolina Panthers.
Totally.
Right. He did them dirty. I mean, he got so much value out of that trade. You get DJ Moore and those 1st round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're cooking. So that's probably what ultimately is going to save his job is when they get
He gets to pick a quarterback.
when we get to pick a quarterback 1st overall from the Carolina Panthers.
And then whether or not that quarterback pans
Yep.
out to a 2nd contract will be the deciding factor in how long he's on the team.
Yep.
Real quick, we probably haven't said this yet on the podcast. So shout out Lovey Smith, stage left exit
Yes.
for us Bears fans,
Yes.
doing us one solid favor on the way out the door.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Lovey Smith, I hope you're enjoying retirement. If you are, I don't even know what you're doing.
No, he's a coordinator for somebody.
No way.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Still doing
He's
it?
a coach. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a coach.
Wow.
Those guys are lifers.
Yeah.
I'm a Bears fan and a Illini fan, and I don't hate Lovey Smith. I'm one of the few. So.
I love the guy.
Yeah, I liked Lovey.
God, it was the last time we were worth it, damn.
He was a terrible college football coach. He didn't realize recruiting was part of it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. He should have asked
Wonderful.
that in the interview process.
Wonderful developer of talent. though.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, Brett Bielema got a lot of guys into the NFL his first couple of years on the backs of Lovey Smith.
Yeah.
So real quick, I know we're going to move on here, but sneaky addition here is Leonard Williams to the Seahawks. All-pro defensive tackle. He is good. He is very good. And the Seahawks already, their defense is starting to get really good.
Yeah.
They could be a sleeper.
Okay.
Yeah, weird. I've had a soft spot for the Seahawks since week 3? Somewhere around there, I developed a real soft spot for them.
Oh, go to hell.
Go Seahawks.
All right. So how many bets did anybody place because of these 4 trades?
Zero.
Okay. All right. Good topic.
Look,
Wait, didn't D-Gen tell you to place
bet the Bears.
the Bears Super Bowl?
That was awesome.
well, no, he's a fan of the show. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend
Yeah,
of
friend
the
of the
show.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to our last topic. We're going to get into this topic because you know what? It's fun. And you know why else? Because we haven't talked about it in over 2 months on this podcast. That's right. We're leaving the world of sports and we're talking RJ in Vegas.
Finally, let's talk about some gambling.
Give it to us. What's the plan? What are you doing? Why are you going? Give it all.
All right. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Mitch, the owner of Snyder's on University. For the first time in my life today, I went and got my beard trimmed.
Oh.
And he hit me with the towel and did my neck and all that stuff. It was awesome.
Do you feel like you may be a regular?
Absolutely. That was a life-changing event.
Okay.
Do you think he can do something for someone as scraggly as me?
I think he would do wonders for you.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Oh, first of all, like, goddamn, the vibe was so right in there. They had G.I. Joe on the TV. It was awesome.
Nice.
And it, like, you know, it was like all old school. And there was like stuff all over the walls.
Was there a beer in the fridge?
Well, it was in the morning. Didn't
Oh,
ask
okay.
that. Definitely kind of reminded me of the garage, which, you know, was awesome.
Good.
And they did have like a craps felt hanging on the wall. And I'm like, oh, shout out.
Did you give him a sticker?
Next time, for sure. Yeah.
Tell him to tune in.
But yeah, of course, I'm going to like obviously send him this clip. And yeah, he's would definitely be a future fan of the show for sure. So yeah, shout out, Mitch. Thank you.
Okay. So that was your prep work for Vegas.
That was my prep work, yeah. And, you know, cleaning the house and making sure the mother-in-law was going to be comfortable when she showed up.
Good.
So,
Good.
yeah, no big deal.
Hiding all this stuff. Got it.
I don't know what that means. Jeez. All right. So, I'm going to Vegas one night downtown, staying
Where?
at the D.
Okay.
Pretty hype, right? We spent a lot of time there. We spent a
you
lot of time
did.
in the D, yeah.
Oh, I miss downtown.
It is pretty
Right.
neat.
Already. Yeah. And for those new to the show, I'm going for a very special event with my
Yes.
lovely wife. We're going to BRAVOCon.
Woo! Real quick, what is your favorite show on Bravo?
Oh boy, it's probably going to have to be Vanderpump Rules, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vanderpump
everybody's
Rules.
favorite.
Kurt,
right?
what's your
Yeah.
favorite show on Bravo?
Yeah, let's get
Which show has the hot chicks?
it. Yes.
I cannot name a show on Bravo.
All right. Just a quick pitch to the other executive producers of our show. We probably need to bring Lisa on and talk about BRAVOCon.
Done.
Done.
We need to get a new mic because we're also going to be bringing on old man Dan Tomlin.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
And I want to bring on Jay. Jay's Pickett insinuates that he is an all-time great gambler.
Huh.
Do you believe that to be true, Kurt?
We're going to have to do some investigative work on Jay Riley.
I'm
Well,
sorry for the side topic.
he's
during
a
your
judge.
Vegas. Yeah,
He's a fake judge
Okay.
and fake bowler.
So you're going to Vegas with Elise. We're going to bring her on after.
Yeah.
Your first night is on downtown. Do you have
Downtown
any
Fremont.
plans? Are you planning on showing Lise anything particular down there?
I am so excited to show her how to get all her free play downtown.
So you're going to the Cortez.
For sure. And the D. They
And the
had
D.
a big fat $50 free play or $75 free
It's
play.
a fantastic way to start your time downtown because you just wander around from casino to casino. You get the layout, you get some free money, and you have a good time.
Yeah.
Make sure she gets the free sunglasses at the Grand.
We did that last time.
Oh. Whoops.
But yeah, and you know, she's excited because she's like, oh yeah, well, you're going to get your free pay. You're going to get like $75. She's like, they're just going to give me $75 to gamble? That's awesome. Oh yeah, she's excited. So then we're going down to the Strip
The second day.
the second night.
Now, how are you going to get from downtown to the Strip? I believe you told me something interesting there.
No big deal. I just rented some stranger's Jaguar.
For like 48 hours, right?
Yeah, 2 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got some logistics sorted out. So we're just going to rent a little car and drive it as fast as we can.
So you are going from, real quick, we're going to go back to when you land. 'cause
Yeah,
you
okay.
told me something.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to a book
We're
signing
going to a book signing.
in Henderson, Nevada.
Yeah, shout out
At a-
Barnes & Nobles.
At a Barnes and Noble. You're going to land in Vegas and you're going to go to Barnes and Noble in Henderson. Here's the fun thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to go stand in line with her? or
Well,
not?
we'll see how long the line is. But if not, there is a local casino across the street.
He keeps saying that, and I keep saying, dude, Henderson, Nevada is connected to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, go drive the car.
Take that Jaguar out on some backcountry roads and have some fun. You can hit a dumb local casino anytime.
Yeah, so maybe I'll do that too. I don't know.
Who's at the Barnes & Noble?
Danny Pellegrino.
Who's that?
Right, you don't even know the TV shows he covers.
We're gonna do this whole segment because this is fun. Who is that?
Yeah, he's obviously an author and a podcaster. So friend of the show, obviously.
Give him a sticker.
Yeah, for sure. But I also have a podcast. Nah, he's Lisa's favorite guy.
All right, so you
Okay.
get in, you go to Henderson, then you go downtown, you stay a night downtown, you
Yep.
got a Jaguar, you get up the next day. You're skipping all kinds of things that I seem to remember for you.
Yeah, good job.
And then you go
Gotta be prepped.
downtown.
Yeah.
Now go.
Now we go down to the Strip, right? And we're going to stay at the Link,
Okay.
formerly known as Imperial Palace.
Oh, our first ever
Our first
casino.
love.
Our first love. The first casino we ever stayed at in Vegas. We know
Yeah.
the answer to that question.
Yes. So, which is obviously right next to the In-N-Out Burger. So, over under, How many times do you guys think I'm going to go to the In-N-Out Burger while I'm there for 3.5 days?
At least
2.5.
twice.
2.5?
2.5.
Well, they do close at 1.
Oh, is that a thing? They close at 1?
That's what I ate at that same
You were really
location.
pressing to get there, yeah.
I was there at 12:50, and I was there when they closed and locked the doors, and Walt couldn't get in. He came to
Is
the
that
door,
what
and he goes,
happened?
boom, 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 and then walks off.
Oh, bummer. Well, I will be.
Watched him do it.
I will be around for more than that hour. So anyway, all right, 2.5. Got it. So now I got to set a goal. Johnny Rockets, unfortunately, I think is closed for construction in the Flamingo. I know that was a big favorite of yours.
It's so sad.
He's such a liar. If you cared, you'd go.
Right.
It's under construction when we went.
All right. So 6-5 blackjack on the strip. I'm pretty sure that's everywhere. Not looking forward to that.
That's disastrous.
Disastrous.
Don't play it.
Don't play it. I'm not going to. So I don't know. I might cram most of my gambling in on Thursday when we're on Fremont Street. Or I don't know. I'm going to try to do something else.
Did he just say he's going to cram most of his gambling?
Yeah, that's
into
not
one
going to
day?
happen.
You liar. Why would you lie to us? You are going to gamble every single day
Yeah.
as much as you humanly can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What's the craps look like on the strip?
Well, like daytime, I'm not really sure. Probably 15. Nighttime might be 25, 50, 100. Who knows?
But there's not going to be any carny payouts like the 6-5 blackjack, right?
No.
Oh, on the odds for craps.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Are you planning the same bankroll?
No.
You going a little lighter or a little,
Yeah.
little lighter? Okay.
Well, there's going to be probably some more cash for
Activities.
activities.
Activities that don't involve gambling.
Right. So yeah, it's like the same-ish amount of days, but I'm probably going to do stuff that's not gambling as much. Pete's shaking his head like there's no
Right.
way. You're
It's like
just
you
gonna
guys are going to
gamble.
go out to
No,
dinner,
that's
you're going to
maybe,
get drinks,
yeah.
go to a bar.
I just peeked ahead on the agenda, and I see you're going to Ellis Island again. There's stuff to do on the strip.
Well,
There's stuff to
right.
do.
Right.
Not just go to the shitty casinos.
Hey, Ellis Island,
Well,
future friend of the show.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
love it there. I do love it there. Okay?
have you hit up any of the videos like Best of Vegas, whoever we were following there for a minute?
Travel Ruby.
Travel Ruby
Yeah, for
or,
sure.
or anything like that about some like nightcap places
Oh,
or
yeah.
some low key dinner places, things like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen like that there.
You know
It
what?
doesn't? Okay.
I don't want to hear you tell me you're going to try to do the exact same thing we did in August. What are you going to do at BravoCon? You're going to go with her sometime.
Yeah,
right?
of course. I
Is
gotta
there
pass,
anything you have you looked at the agenda? Is there anything for BravoCon you're going to hit?
Well, I don't know. Oh, we're going to see Andy Cohen do Watch What Happens Live. If you guys know who that guy is.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
I do know the name of Andy Cohen. He's in movies
Oh,
and
is he?
TV shows. Like he's big famous.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe not.
maybe not.
But he has a show that's on every day,
I
and
do know him.
it's kind of like his festival
Yeah.
of sorts.
My wife used to be a Real Housewives of New York person.
Ah, yeah. So
And I think
you're
he
pretty hip.
was with them, I think.
Yeah, he does the show after the show is on.
Right.
Yes,
Right,
it's like a
right,
talk show
right.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to see him do the talk show. Yeah, it's kind of hype.
So who's going to be on it?
Well, we don't really know yet.
Fingers crossed.
Jim McMahon? Wouldn't that be neat?
All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. Good juju to all your bets. Have a great rest of your week. RJ, good luck in Vegas, and shout out birthday me.
Thank
Woo!
you.
Happy birthday,
happy
Pete.
birthday, Peter Breezy.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, we're hopping back on the mics here real quick. You know why? Because it's my birthday on Sunday, and Kurt said, what did you say, Kurt?
I said, hey, Pete, RJ's out of town. I get we'll probably, hang out a little bit later, but I want to know, what are you doing on your birthday to celebrate your big 40?
Saturday night. We're doing this Saturday night. I'm watching as much football Saturday as I can. Then we got a babysitter coming over. And you know what? We're going to go hit the new restaurant in town. Did you guys hear about this
Yeah, I
new
did
restaurant?
not.
What's it called?
It's called Saffron Social. Saffron Social.
I don't think it was like that. It was more like Frenchy.
Yeah, more foreign.
Saffron
Yeah.
sauce.
There it is. Good work.
We're going to saffron sauce.
All right.
Where did you hear about saffron sauce?
Saffron sauce is in the newspaper, and people say it's very good.
Well, I want you to scout it out for the draft next year.
If you'd like to
Oh
know
my
somebody
God.
else.
Yes, let's go raise hell at saffron sauce.
Saffron sauce is actually a steak restaurant.
Wrong glass,
Perfect.
sir.
Yeah, steak and
Okay.
seafood. So I'm hoping to get a little steak and crab legs at Saffron sauce.
Sounds great.
You gonna get a bottle of wine? I mean, Chrissy, you gonna get a bottle of wine?
I am gonna try to get as many glasses of wine and my wife as I can that night.
Banger.
Boom. Woo. All right, we're gonna have fun Saturday. We're gonna have fun Sunday. Happy birthday to me, and we'll talk again next week.
And Gravy P, shout out, friend of the show.
Oh yeah, shout out Gravy
and
P.
Choo, 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 choo.
Birthday. Happy
Oh my God,
birthday,
you used
Gravy
his
P.
government name.